This home reveals itself slowly, not through grand gestures but through calm presence, gentle proportions, and an atmosphere that immediately softens the pace of the day. It is a place where light feels curated rather than accidental, where every surface appears intentional, and where silence becomes part of the architecture itself. Minimalism here is not about emptiness, but about clarity. Every element has been considered for its emotional impact, its tactile quality, and its relationship to the whole. The result is a home that feels edited, honest, and deeply personal rather than styled for attention. Soft natural light moves through the house like a living presence, changing the mood from morning to evening. It brushes across walls, warms timber surfaces, and creates subtle shadows that give depth to spaces that might otherwise feel still. Concrete, wood, stone, and linen are allowed to remain close to their natural state. Their textures are not hidden but celebrated, creating a sensory richness that replaces the need for ornament. The beauty of this home lies in the authenticity of what you touch. The transition from exterior to interior feels seamless, as if the home is inviting nature to slow down alongside its inhabitants. Large openings frame garden views, while soft breezes and filtered daylight become part of the daily experience. The main living area is not designed for display but for living. Furniture sits low and relaxed, circulation feels effortless, and there is always space to pause, to breathe, and to simply exist without distraction. Timber surfaces bring emotional warmth to the restrained palette. Whether underfoot, overhead, or within custom cabinetry, wood acts as the connective tissue of the home, grounding the architecture in comfort and familiarity. The color palette remains quiet: soft whites, muted earth tones, gentle grays. This restraint allows light to become the true protagonist, shifting the perception of color throughout the day and creating a constantly evolving atmosphere. There are no harsh boundaries between rooms, only subtle transitions. Walls recede, openings align, and the home feels more like a continuous journey than a collection of separate spaces. Rather than becoming the visual center of the home, the kitchen blends seamlessly into its surroundings. Materials remain consistent, details are discreet, and the act of cooking feels meditative rather than performative. Private spaces are intentionally simple, allowing rest to take precedence. Soft textures, filtered light, and minimal visual noise create rooms that feel more like retreats than typical bedrooms. Stone surfaces, diffused lighting, and quiet acoustics transform daily routines into moments of calm. These rooms feel less functional and more ritualistic, reinforcing the home's overall emotional tone. What is not included is just as important as what is. Empty walls, open corners, and uncluttered surfaces allow the mind to rest, offering visual breathing room in a world that rarely pauses. This home does not demand attention, it supports it. It adapts to slow mornings, long afternoons, and quiet evenings, allowing life to unfold naturally within its walls. Because the design relies on honest materials and timeless proportions, it is not tied to trends. Instead, it promises to grow more beautiful over time as surfaces patinate and memories settle into the spaces. In the end, this thoughtfully designed minimalist home reminds us that true luxury is found not in excess, but in intention, calm, and authenticity. It is a space shaped by soft light, grounded in honest materials, and elevated by emotional clarity, a quiet sanctuary that perfectly embodies the architectural spirit we celebrate here on Modo Haus.